Hi, my name is Jonathan, and welcome to part one of day two operations for Cisco SD-WAN. So basically, we're going to cover monitoring, logging, and using that REST API to make calls to the system. So on the completion of this, you're going to be able to understand Cisco SD-WAN agile operations and SD-WAN notifications and alarms. So network management and operations have changed significantly in the last few years. Traditionally, devices were managed from the command line and were monitored with syslog or SNMP. Many tools are based on command line interaction with screen scraping, a difficult and error-prone process. Newer methods and tools for interfacing with a device are available today. Increasingly, netconf is used for managing devices, as it is with the Cisco SD-WAN solution. Netconf is an IETF network management protocol designed specifically for configuration management. You can program management tools with REST interfaces, and the Cisco SD-WAN solution has a programmable RESTful API, which is complete. All operations available in the GUI are also available in the API. In fact, the entire operational model has changed in the last few years from a static, inflexible, and slow development cycle to a mode called agile operations. In this mode, a system evolves constantly by small incremental changes. Agile allows for faster reaction to changes in the environment and a general speed up of development. The Cisco SD-WAN solution supports agile development with its flexible interfaces. Other than the Cisco vManage dashboard, most day two operations are under monitor menu options. So you're going to go to monitor, right? And then we have down here each of our individual sections. So we can choose network to find a list of all devices, their hardware and software information, current control connections, and so forth. Clicking any device retrieves a specific page for that device with all current management and troubleshooting tools, such as traceroute, ping, etc. We can choose alarms to view a list of all error conditions on the network, grouped by site. This is a fast way to understand the business impact of a network issue. We can choose events to view a generic list of every event in the network, grouped by device. This is similar to a traditional network-side syslog server. And we can choose audit log for tracking all administrative actions in the network, including which user performed what actions at what time. We can use this for compliance reporting. In fact, it's required for compliance reporting. And we can choose ACL log to monitor hits on the ACLs in your network. The SD-WAN solution automatically provides a full view of the current operational status of vManage, including alarms, performance data, and so forth. This centralized view on vManage is based on automatically enabled notifications. Unlike with syslog, notifications are always enabled and are not configurable. vManage automatically processes notification, correlates notifications into single events, and presents that result to the administrator. Remember, everything's going to be reporting back to vManage from every single device. Remember, this all goes back to that single pane of glass we were referring to when we first discussed vManage. You're only logging into vManage to look at this stuff. You're not actually going to have to check each of these individual devices. That's an old way of thinking and managing systems. We want to consolidate all of that into one place so that we can examine all issues on the network in one location. So we can also do network troubleshooting. If we go to monitor geography, we'll show a geographic view of the network, basically it's a little diagram with where your devices are. And we can view and troubleshoot each device individually and conveniently from here. So from here, we can view a list of all the devices, as well as their hardware and software parameters. So from here, we've got a device. And from here, we can also reboot it. We can see what the temperature sensors are if they were enabled. Basically, we can see the load, the temperature, number of reboots, and many more operational parameters. You can use these options on the left to view details. You can check all control connections, active tunnels, throughput, and so forth. Also, under troubleshooting in real time down here, you can perform a variety of actions, such as opening an SSH session to the device or performing a ping or traceroute from the vManage GUI. For as long as the device has a control connection to vManage, you can perform all device operations from vManage. Just an FYI, Even if you personally don't have SSH connectivity to the device for some routing reason, if vManage does, you can SSH to the device from vManage, assuming control connections are up. And here we go, here's the Monitor Alarms tab, right? And we can see the single view of the health of the network. It shows everything that is currently occurring in the entire environment. When you click on that alarm button on the Monitors tab on vManage, an overview of the current health of the network is displayed in the form of an alarm histogram. This is a histogram, the little lines. And you can do that for the last 1 hour, 3 hours, 6 hours, 12 hours, 7 days, etc. Or any custom time period. You can view how many critical, major, medium, and minor alarms occurred on the network. You can also configure email notifications for alarms and webhooks if desired. Basically, the whole goal here is to give you a fast impression about whether there is an abnormal event happening at a given moment. We'll examine the alarm details in the next slide. So the alarm screen is more than a simple display of notification messages. Impacted entities considers, for example, if a site is redundantly connected and can distinguish between a single failure or a complete site outage. This is why making sure that if I have 2 redundant vSmarts, vEdges in a site, they both have to have the same site ID. This makes it easier for you to judge the business impact of any network problem. Just so you know, alarms that are resolved are automatically cleared so that you can focus on the current problems. I know a lot of systems will keep the alarms up that it cleared weeks and months ago. This doesn't do that. Events are going to be more generic than alarms. Alarms are a specific outage, a specific error condition. An event is something that's happening. We'll show you what we mean. Again, we're viewing a histogram of all events. And we can filter for specific devices or event types. This diagram is similar to that alarms histogram shown previously, but it reports all events. If you scroll down here, you'll see a list of all events for all devices displayed in that histogram from before. So the histogram is actually up here, so if you scroll down from that page, you'll see the actual alarm events that are actually occurring. This list is based on notifications, not on syslog. Therefore, the resulting list of events that is displayed might be the result of several notification messages. Okay? And what we're seeing basically here is a variety of OMP alerts. Our audit log, of course, remember with most new compliance requirements, we're seeing a lot of being able to audit the environment, seeing who made changes to what, making sure that change control is occurring. If a change occurs and no one authorized it, we can actually go into the audit log and see who made that change. Okay? It's also good for root cause analysis for misconfigurations. So the audit log is going to be focused on the administrator. Each action is going to be logged with a timestamp and details on what that administrator did. If this information is useful for tracking back to misconfigurations, it's also a mandatory feature for compliance. Who did what, to what, when. So here's the user they logged in as, what IP address they came from, and what did they do. So you can see they installed a certificate, they installed a root certificate, transferred a root certificate, etc. So the ACL log is similar to the others. We'll basically see hits on ACL counter, the access control lists. If you ever do a show access list on a router and it shows you how many times the ACL got hit a packet, this is the same thing. Okay. Basically, what we're going to do is each device is going to send its ACL log file periodically by default every 10 minutes or so to vManage. We go in here and we can view the logs. We can use filters to focus on the data that you want to see. All right. And here you can see an ACL and the deny that it hit it. You can also do a lot of the notifications from the console. You can view the notifications on each device by using the show notification streams with this command. Please note the stuff you're seeing here is nothing to be configured. This is all automatically done and is completely automated. Okay? The vManage basically sets itself up specifically as the syslog receiver. It's completely automated. So, in summary, the SD-WAN solution includes powerful operational commands covering the full range of network operations. As long as devices have a control connection, you can perform all operations in the GUI, including opening it up an SSH terminal, trace routes, so forth. For example, one of the trace route, and we didn't show it here, one of the cool things you could do, it'll actually show you which vEdge device the traffic is going through. So if you're routing traffic through a drop-in service, the trace route's the best way to determine whether or not that traffic is actually going through that service. All right? Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more sections on the OAM section.